For 41 local time, the Strait of Hormuz is still dark. A thin gray line sits low in the east, but the water is black and flat, broken only by wake lines from slow-moving tankers waiting for clearance. Inside the Combat Information Center of the lead U.S. destroyer, radar scopes glow green in the dim light. One operator leans forward, then speaks calmly. 20 fast contacts. Bearing north. Tight formation. High speed. No one panics. The watch officer looks once at the screen. The contacts are small, fast, and moving with purpose. They are not fishing boats. They are not random traffic. Their spacing is clean. Their course points directly toward the restricted lane, controlled by the coalition blockade line. This is deliberate. Across the bridge, the captain steps to the glass. Outside, only darkness and scattered navigation lights can be seen. Inside, the picture is already changing. A tanker 2 miles west begins slowing. Another turns slightly south to open distance. Civilian crews know what this water means. They know how fast a calm sea can turn dangerous. The first radio warning goes out in English. Unidentified fast craft approaching coalition control zone. Alter course now. Then the same message in Persian. Still no reply. The contacts keep coming. Farther south, another U.S. ship adjusts 10 degrees and increases speed to tighten the screen. A British escort ship shifts east to close open water near the lane. On every bridge, movements are small and exact. That matters. The blockade line is not a wall. It is geometry, spacing, coverage, timing. It works only if every ship sees the same picture and moves as one. The picture sharpens. The 20 boats are now visible on infrared feed from a mass camera. Long, narrow hulls, hard wakes, engines running hot. Several appear to be armed fast attack craft often used by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Navy. Others ride slightly lower, possibly carrying extra fuel or equipment. They remain in line abreast for another minute, then split. That changes everything. 10 boats angle west, 6 push center, for drift east toward the narrowest gap between 2 escorts. They are shaping space. They are forcing decisions. Inside the destroyer, orders move in calm voices. Track all groups. Keep warnings active. Launch helicopter. Stand by non-lethal package. On the flight deck, rotors begin to turn. Crew helmets flash under red deck lights. Wind whips across the stern as the helicopter lifts into the dark sky and banks north. Seconds later, a surveillance drone already on station turns lower and starts feeding live video from above. Now the coalition sees the pattern clearly. This is not one rush. It is a probe from 3 directions. The center group reduces speed just enough to hold attention. The western group widens the screen. The eastern 4 push hardest toward the lane. If one group draws focus, another may slip through. That is the idea. But the destroyer keeps moving. Another warning goes out. Iranian craft, you are approaching an exclusion line. Alter course immediately. Still no reply. The helicopter crew comes on radio with visual confirmation. Multiple fast boats, open deck layouts. Several crews wearing helmets and body armor. One boat carrying mounted equipment near the bow. The pilot circles wider, staying outside small arms range. Below, white spray trails behind the boats as dawn light slowly grows. In the tanker lane, merchant traffic is now bunching dangerously. A loaded crude carrier cuts speed hard. Another sounds 5 short blasts. Horns roll across the water. That is when the problem gets worse. Communications crackle, then static. For 6 seconds, bridge-to-bridge traffic drops into noise. Not full blackout, just enough interference to break timing and force repeats. Electronic jamming. The coalition has trained for this. Backup circuits open. Alternate channels come alive. Signal lamps stand ready. Data links remain stable through protected systems. No one panics. They react with precision. The eastern 4 boats are now closest. They run parallel for a moment, then turn sharply inward. Range closes fast. Their bows slap the water. Spray rises white in the first sunlight. Weapons crews on the destroyer move into final posture. Covers are off. Sights are checked. Fingers stay clear. Rules of engagement are strict. Every sailor knows them. Use minimum force. Hold the line. Protect the lane. The helicopter drops lower and cuts across the lead boat's path at distance. Rotor wash tearing the water beside it. The boat veers, then straightens again. Still coming. The ship's sound sirens. A long warning tone rolls across the strait. Then an LRAD speaker sends a sharp command in both languages. Turn away now. You are entering a restricted zone. 2 boats hesitate. 2 do not. The geometry tightens. On radar, the Western 10 suddenly swing inward as if to support the push. The center 6 increase speed. 20 contacts are now compressing toward one problem point. This is how swarms work. Not through one strike, but through too many angles at once. The destroyer answers with movement, not anger. Rudder over. Speed up. Its bow cuts across the eastern approach, wake widening into a moving wall of churned water. A second escort mirrors from the far side. The gap the boats want to begins to close. That is the answer. One Iranian boat commits anyway. It surges ahead of the others and drives directly toward the exclusion line marker projected by coalition navigation systems. Rain falls under 1,000 yards. Bridge voice remains calm. Final warning. A flare launcher on the destroyer fires. A bright streak arcs low across the water and burns hot red beyond the bow of the lead craft. Smoke trails in the morning air. No explosion. No strike. A message. The boat snaps hard to port. Its stern kicks wide. 2 following craft nearly cross wakes and must break formation to avoid collision. That is when the trap breaks. From above, the drone shows the full picture. The eastern 4 no longer aligned. The center 6 slow to reassess. The western 10 spread too wide to support quickly. Momentum is gone. They came in hunting. Now they're falling back. One by one, boats begin turning north at high speed. Several bounce hard in their own wake, trying to accelerate away. Others hold distance and shadow the coalition line from farther out, watching for weakness that never appears. The destroyer does not chase. This is not revenge. This is control. The helicopter remains overhead, tracking every hull. Surface radars keep clean locks. Electronic warfare teams monitor emissions for any sign of missile queuing or shore support. None appears, but the crews stay ready, because the strait is never just water. Nearly a fifth of the world's oil trade can pass through this narrow corridor, depending on market flow and season. Every tanker delayed here affects insurance rates, freight costs, and prices far beyond the Gulf. A few small boats pressing one lane can move numbers in markets thousands of miles away. That is why this matters. On the bridge of the tanker that slowed first, engines come back up slowly. The giant hull begins moving again under escort. Another merchant vessel follows. Horns stop. Wake lines lengthen. Traffic restarts. The ship keeps moving, yet the encounter is not over. 5 Iranian boats remain outside direct warning range, pacing the formation from the north. They do not close. They do not leave. They simply hold position and watch. A second layer of pressure. The coalition answers by tightening intervals and rotating sensors. Another helicopter from a partner frigate launches and takes the northern sector. CAP aircraft farther south adjust station to cover the corridor if needed. Above them all, a Hawkeye tracks the wider air picture, layer on layer. This is what the platform was built to do. The sea is brighter now. Sunlight hits bridge glass and turns it gold. The dark shapes of the boats are easier to see with naked eyes. Some crews stand exposed, holding rails as their hulls bounce and chop. They came close enough to test resolve. They did not come close enough to break it. Inside CIC, operators replay tracks from the last 20 minutes. Splits, turns, speed changes, timing. Every move will be studied, every signal recorded, because next time may come with more boats, or rockets, or mines, or drones. No one says that aloud. They do not need to. The captain steps back from the bridge window and watches the lane reopen. His ship never stopped holding station. Fuel teams continue routine checks below deck. Sailors on watch rotate quietly. Coffee cups are replaced. Logs are updated. Professionalism looks boring from far away. Up close, it holds a line. North of the formation, the remaining shadow boats begin drifting wider, first by hundreds of yards, then by miles. Their bows turn toward home waters. Whatever message they came to send has already met another message. The escorts never lost the picture. The helicopter reports reduced hostile movement. Drone feed confirms all fast craft opening range. Merchant traffic now steady in both directions. The attack has failed. No missiles fired. No guns exchanged. No burning ships on the horizon. Just pressure met by discipline. That can matter more. As sunrise clears the mountains, orange light spreads across calm water. The wakes fade. Tankers move on. Coalition ships continue their patrol line as if nothing happened. But everyone on those bridges knows something did happen. 20 fast boats tried to test one of the most important sea lanes on Earth. They found trained crews, link systems, and ships that did not blink. The sky belongs to the coalition again. For now, because in this strait, calm can last an hour or a minute. So here's the question. Should this kind of pressure be answered harder, or was total control the real message? Drop your view in the comments.